is around.
Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel. Today we are giving you our instant reactions to Tottenham's 0-1 loss against AC Milan in the round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League on Valentine's Day. Spurs did not put out a horror show, did put out a pretty good performance, but in the end it is AC Milan on top, and they will go into the second leg 3 weeks later ahead of Spurs, and Spurs will look to turn this fixture on its head and we'll look to get into the quarterfinals. But first, we're going to start with a timeline of the match. Just the one goal came in the 7th minute from Brahim Diaz. Theo Hernandez came down the left flank, took a shot at Fraser Forster. He palmed it away, but then another shot came at him, made a really good save, and then Brahim Diaz basically engulfed into the goal and put in a diving header from really close range, basically jumping over Fraser Forster and putting it into the net with a diving header, and Milan got off to a very early start. From then on, Kane did hit the crossbar. I think it was the 45th minute, right before halftime. It was offside. Son had a chance, forced a good save from the Milan goalkeeper, and then Kane did hit the crossbar, but I think it was offside in the end. I think that's as close as Spurs came today, and they were defeated 1-0. A real tug-of-war battle for Spurs and Milan. Spurs did put out a pretty good performance. SARR and SKIPP really impressed me in midfield today, filling in for the injured Bentancur, injured Bissouma, and the suspended Højbjerg, so I think they did a really good job. SARR still really young. He's only 20 years old, and SKIPP is only 22, so that's an average age of 21 years old. So our midfield was really young today. Perisic and Royal on the wings also did pretty well. Royal, Emerson did really well defensively, not as well attacking. I think we were attacking a lot more down the left-hand side. Perisic and Longley did link up really well on that left-hand side. I think we made a mistake to bring on Davies for Longley in the 81st minute, because Longley is clearly the more attacking one, and he has a better ability to put in crosses and put in passes, and he links with Perisic better. And on the other hand, Ben Davies is more defensive. We saw that one time late in the game where Davies put in a ball and it was completely wayward. If Longley was in that position, he would have put in a great ball. We've seen examples of that. I think Brentford, Kane scored a goal like that. Longley put in the ball from almost a half angle, not completely across, almost like a lob cross from Longley, and Kane got on the end of it and scored against Brentford on Boxing Day. That was a great example of that. So I think it was definitely a mistake to bring Davies on in the 81st minute. We could have possibly scored from Longley, but I think what Conte did really well today was, I think his best decision was to bring Kulusevski off for Richarlison. Richarlison made a huge impact today. He really brought in energy. Same thing with Danjuma. They both had alertness, energy. I think Conte normally is pretty reluctant to bring on Son. Well, I don't think there's no chance he's going to bring off Kane, but I think he's a little reluctant to bring off Son. We've seen him bring off Kulusevski before, but I think he's a little reluctant to bring off Son, and he brought Danjuma on for him, and I think it was just good to have fresh legs in our attack. So we had Kane, Danjuma, and Richarlison. Danjuma and Richarlison both had fresh legs, and were both on either side of Kane, supplying him. I think we had our best hopes to equalize right in those last 10 minutes. We were doing really well. We were trapping AC Milan in their half, and we were really pushing for that equalizer. But from a Spurs perspective, it's not a bad result. It could have been worse, but we only conceded one. We're 1-0 down, and the second leg is in 3 weeks. Who knows? Somehow, I don't know. Well, Højbjerg will definitely be back for the second leg, which is good. I mean, not that SARR SKIPP did bad today, but it would be nice to have Højbjerg. He has more experience, and he's just Højbjerg. He's just consistent. So I think next leg we probably will go to a SARR Højbjerg, possibly SKIPP Højbjerg, but I think Conte prefers SARR over SKIPP just by a little bit. So our midfield, we really experienced no problems today. SKIPP and SARR really did the job that Bentancur and Højbjerg would do, except maybe not attacking-wise, but defensively they both did really good. In terms of our defense, I think Dyer was pretty good. Christian Guti was really good. Longley was pretty good. So I don't think there was a single bad performance out there. Forster did not have much to do. I don't think after the goal AC Milan put in, he had like nothing to do. I mean, he made like 3 saves in that little in the goal that AC Milan scored. The shots just kept coming at him, and he made some pretty good saves too in those quick fire saves. So Forster, I think he coming in for Lloris against Leicester, we lost 4-1, which is he didn't make really any mistakes for the goal, which is not really a reflection on his performance. Today, though, he only conceded 1, and really no mistakes. He had nothing really to do in the second half at all. As in terms of our attack, Son, Kulusevski, and Kane all were pretty quiet. I think Son was probably the most active of them. He kind of looked like himself again, like he has recently, making those driving runs forward, and he did put in so many great balls from free kicks. He had a couple good corners too. Some of them weren't great, but he had a couple good corners. And from free kicks, he just whipped that ball in. And I believe Kane got on the end of one where we had a good chance, and Son just did brilliantly whipping in free kicks today. Kulusevski, I don't think today he was at his best. I mean, a lot better than Leicester City, but I don't think he was at his best. We weren't really attacking down the right-hand side. Everything was going through long lay pairs with Son. But Kulusevski did well tracking back. He was really physical today, which is pretty good. Kane up top. Kane was just locked down today by Simon Kjær. Simon Kjær was all over him. Simon Kjær is probably the overall man of the match. I forgot to name the man of the match for Spurs today. Man of the match for Spurs, I would have to say it's a tie between SARR and SKIPP. They were both phenomenal today in midfield. But going back to Kane, Kane was shut down by Simon Kjær. He could not get past him. Kane was just locked up there, really isolated up top. Simon Kjær just like feeding off the balls, short balls that Spurs would play into Kane. Like Son, Kulusevski, SARR, SKIPP would play those short balls into Kane. And Simon Kjær would just come up and he'd deal with Kane. Kane, one of the best strikers in the world. Simon Kjær dealt with him really well today. So Kane really was very quiet today. But yeah, in conclusion, not a bad performance from Spurs, and they will take this because our defense was really good, and we could have conceded more. We didn't concede too much. We only conceded 1, and this doesn't put us in a terrible place for the second leg, so it could have been worse. But that is it for our instant reactions for Spurs' 1-0 loss against AC Milan in the first leg of the group stage, or round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, comment below your thoughts on the match, and until next time, come on you Spurs!